Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the second international conference on public key infrastructure and its applications. We are glad to organize this conference in the virtual mode. Today we have Shri Dr. Rajendra Kumar IAS with us. I kindly request you, sir, to come to the dais, sir. We are today privileged to have Professor R.K. Shamsundar with us. Kindly, I request you. We request Sri Ashish Banati, DCT, CC office to also be on the dais, sir. It is said that before start of any event, lighting of lamp is considered to be auspicious occasion and considered to remove the darkness and illuminate the light and light of wealth and knowledge with us. So I kindly request the dignitaries on the dais to please help us in lighting the lamp. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the second international conference on public key infrastructure and its applications. We are glad to organize this conference in the virtual mode. Today we have Shri Dr. Rajendra Kumar IAS with us. I kindly request you, sir, to come to the dais, sir. We are today privileged to have Professor R.K. Shamsundar with us. Kindly, I request you. We request Sri Ashish Banati, DCT, CC office to also be on the dais, sir. It is said that before start of any event, lighting of lamp is considered to be auspicious occasion and considered to remove the darkness and illuminate the light and light of wealth and knowledge with us. So I kindly request the dignitaries on the dais to please help us in lighting the lamp.
Sir, good morning. Happy to.
Request Dr. D Sudarsan, Executive Director of C-DAC, Bengaluru. He is available online to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
So thank you very much. Sir, first of all, the biggest thank you is our Additional Secretary and the CCA, Shri Rajendra Kumarji, for wholeheartedly supporting this particular event. Because in spite of pandemic, the awareness spreading of PKIA has been one of the very, very important challenges, so that the digital hygiene and adoption reaches a level of maturity and scale which is very specific to India, where the scalability and the diversity and the digital divide is a major challenge. So they have been non-stop pushing it, and the support has been exceptionally great. And definitely the point he brought was very nice. He did not shy away from outlining the challenges in front and what actions are done and where we have succeeded and where we need to do more. Both have been brought out very succinctly by him, and it's heartening to see that, whether it is blockchain, whether it is web trust, everywhere he specifically highlighted, we act locally but think globally, so that the outreach that he mentioned, so that we are not a player for the country, but we are a player for the globe. That is something extremely nice. This vision is helping us take the right steps. Thank you very much, sir, for your support all along, and in addition to that, your support in other aspects of multi-functionality that you lead in data governance and other areas. They have been a motivating and guiding factor for us, and you go so deep in technical details. This helps us to move things forward, so that we don't come to you only as an administrative head, but also a guide and philosopher. And thank you very much, sir. Definitely appreciate and thank for all the support and continued support that is going to be there. I'm also extremely grateful to Professor Syam Sundar. He is the leading light in not just the theoretical computer science, but from the security perspective, the kind of frameworks that are needed from abstraction to realization, that is something he leads, and his experience and exposure, both from TAF or stint and all the way to currently with IIT Mumbai, and his active participation in various editorial boards, and these are helping us. And he has actually been there in many of the committees, whether it is project review, whether it is expert groups, whether it is industry academia interaction. He is there always to give his inputs, both on stage as well as behind the scenes. And thank you, sir, for coming here. And it has been a wonderful experience. And your inputs are very important, because the framework that we make as a practitioner is robust, has to be validated by the theoretical framework. And your presence here helps us a lot in actually getting a positive vibe, because after this current pandemic, the blended programs are the one currently that we are running through. And thank you for coming all the way. And I think the entire team there will be benefited by your presence for the entire conference when you are there. And we have Sri Ashish Banati, and he is someone who is approachable anytime. And in fact, he has already given guidelines on next year, how do we go forward on this PKIA event. And we would like to, now that from being totally virtual, we have come to a blended mode. Next year, how to take it forward in spite of whatever challenges we'll face, because challenges should be a way to find answers rather than stop doing work. So that is something whenever we discuss with him and along with his colleagues, that has helped us. And thank you very much for your wholehearted support and guidance, sir. And as a whole, I should have been there physically. I was there till yesterday night 9:30. Then some exigency that happens, and I had to go out of town at the last minute. But nevertheless, these virtual platforms have allowed us to continue. And my sincere apologies for not being physically there this morning. But the reasons are not beyond entirely in my scope. So going forward, sir, we have excellent speakers lined up. In fact, Dr. Huang from Taiwan is waiting for his talk to start. And we have equal participation of international speakers covering various aspects from, what are the challenges, PKI, blockchain, quantum, all the topics are covered in the entire episode. And we are also extremely thankful to each of these speakers who have agreed, from Dr. Huang to Professor Asutosh Saxena from CMR Institute. And we have Mr. Hidayatullah Khan from Middle East. And we have Dr. Adamson from University of Melbourne, and Dr. Gautam Reddy from NIT Andhra Pradesh. And we have a special speech from Dr. Soundara Pandian from Office of CCA itself. And on the quantum related aspects, we have Professor Anil Prabhagar. Then AI, machine learning, those things are covered by Professor Rahul Madhavan from UK. And we have Dr. Srija from Christ University in terms of how it is applied, for example, DNA cryptography, which is going to be very interesting. And we have how a system that can be used can also be abused, by Mr. Vivian Krishnan. And then we'll sum it up with a panel discussion where any query and any other topics that was missed or adjacent to the topics being covered will be discussed. And we are looking forward to this event as a way forward for a much larger, not just the awareness, but adoption of PKI across the country in all kind of applications that we can think of. That way, we become completely a country that is practicing e-governance till the last citizen with complete inclusiveness. That is what we are looking forward. And as a customary requirement, I would have to thank DSA for being the knowledge partner on this. And they have helped us in chalking out the program longer and identifying some of the speakers along with the Office of CCA and MAITI. Then we have particularly the team itself working. You have seen Sri Bindumada is joining shortly physically there. He is on his way. And we have Dr. Balaji, Dr. Misbah and the entire team which is working on this. Thank you for each of them. And we are working on trying to get the extended version of the invited speeches into a compendium to be published in a peer-reviewed proceeding. We actually discussed this with Professor Shyam Sundar. So he has given a very positive input on that. So this is not just a one-time event. It will also result in something that is tangible, both in terms of a research publication as well in terms of policy framework that we can discuss with the Office of CCA and MAITI to take the country forward and become a digitally not just self-sufficient but become one of the role models for rest of the globe. That is what we should be looking forward to. And I need to thank India Habitat Center for all the arrangements in terms of logistics.
Thank you very much, sir. We are coming to an end of the inauguration session. I now request Professor R.K. Shyamasundar, sir, to kindly present the memento to Dr. Rajendra Kumar, IAS, Additional Secretary, MIT. Thank you very much, sir. May I now request Mr. B.S. Bindu Madhava, sir, Senior Director, C-DAC Bangalore, to kindly present the memento to Professor R.K. Shyamasundar, sir. Thank you very much, sir. May I now please request Dr. Rajendra Kumar, sir, to present the memento to Shri Ashish Banati, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We will now break for high tea. We are actually expected to start the virtual talks from 10:20. We'll take a 10 minutes break and 10:35 we'll start the sessions. Thank you very much, sir.